That was the first question. Capital city of Europe.
Recording is on.
There we go. Recording is on now. You're live and famous, Paul.
Thank you, Zach. Did you hear the first question?
Something about the capital of Norway, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Okay. Country number 2, Azerbaijan.
Ooh.
2, Azerbaijan. Just think of the Formula One they have there. Country 3, Latvia. Country 3, Latvia. If I'm going too quick, just tell me to slow down. Okay. Country number 4, Malta. What is the capital of Malta? Number 4.
May I just say, I've got a beautiful view up your nose, Paul.
Sorry, I'm trying to speak louder and I'm just moving. I'll tilt. Sorry.
If he's not sharing the screen with him, then you can just put it on quiz view so you can see everybody.
Country number 5, Romania. Number 5, what is the capital of Romania? The next country, number 6, Estonia. What is the capital of Estonia? All European countries. Number 7 should be an easy one. Spain. Number 7, what's the capital of Spain? Number 8, what's the capital of Cyprus? What's the capital of Cyprus? Number 9, the capital of Turkey. That's 9. What's the capital of Turkey? And the final country in Europe is Hungary. What's the capital of Hungary? So there's a point for each. Does anybody want any of the questions again, or the countries again? Okay. I'll go through the answers. We get a point for each. Unless anyone wants to shout out. Capital of Norway is Oslo. Capital of Azerbaijan, number 2, is Baku. Capital of Latvia for number 3 is Riga. Number 4, Malta, it's Valletta. Could be some full houses here, I think. Number 5, Bucharest is the capital of Romania. Ian should get that one. Number 6, Tallinn is the capital of Estonia. That's Tallinn. Number 7 is Spain, and it is Madrid. Number 8 is Cyprus, and it's Nicosia. Nicosia for number 8. Capital of Turkey for number 9 is Ankara. And number 10, Hungary, it's Budapest. Anybody get 10 out of 10? Yes. Well done, Zach. And the Fosters. Anybody else? Someone's raised their hand. It's the 8.
That's useful.
Well done. I've started off nice and easy there, hopefully. Okay, the next round is sports. 10 questions and There's 12 points on offer here. So question number 1 on sports. Who will host the 2024 Summer Olympics? So after Tokyo in 2024, who has been given the Summer Olympics? They've also announced who's getting 2028, but it's the 2024 that I want. Tricky. So that's the 2024 Summer Olympics. Which city is going to host it? Okay, question number 2. Which English football team won the last First Division title before the Premiership started? So in the 90s, which English football team won the last First Division title before the Premiership started? That was question 2. Question 3. In Tokyo 2020, or 21 it is as it is now, there are 5 new Olympic sports. There's 3 points on offer if you can name 3 of them. So in Tokyo 2020, or now 2021, there's 5 new Olympic sports. Can you name 3 of them and you get a point for each? If you get all 5, you just get 3 points. It's only 3 points on offer. I'll let you think about that one for a bit. Okay, question 4. Which 100 cricket franchise is our former overseas player, Chris Cook, signed up to play for this season? So there's a new 100 ball cricket franchise. Our former overseas is Chris Cook. Which franchise is he signed up to play for? That was question 4. Question 5. Who is the current number 1 ranked male British tennis player? Number 5. Who is the UK number 1 ranked male British tennis player? Question number 6. Who won Olympic gold in the women's javelin in LA 84? It's question 6. Who won Olympic gold in the women's javelin in LA 84? Question number 7. Who is the current number 1 men's golfer in the world? On the world rankings, who is the current number 1 men's golfer in the world? Okay, question number 8. Which football club currently sits at the top of English League One? That's which football club currently sits at the top of the English League One?
See, Nico's got that, I can tell.
Question number 9. How many F1 world titles has Lewis Hamilton won? That's question 9. How many times has Lewis Hamilton won the F1 world title?
Big enough glass there, Ian.
And then question number 10.
My birthday.
Question number 10 is snooker. How many times has Mark Selby won the world championship? So number 10, how many times has Mark Selby won the world championship? Anybody like any questions again? Hopefully I'm going slow enough. No?
A bit like you're running.
Sorry?
A bit like you're
Yeah, I've seen you running recently. It's slow. Okay, here are the answers. As I say, there's 12 points on offer. I'm not sure if anyone will get max 12, but we'll see. Okay, who will host the 2024 Summer Olympics? It's LA 28, but it's Paris 4. Which English football team won the last First Division title? It was Leeds United. I think it was 91-92 was the season. So that's Leeds United. You get a point for that. The 5 new Olympic sports in Tokyo 2020. You get a point if you get any of these right. The first one is baseball, softball. That's one answer. Karate, surfing, sport climbing, and skateboarding. So you get 3 points max if you get 3 of those. Baseball, softball, karate, surfing, and question 4. Chris Cook is going to be playing for the Birmingham Phoenix. That's Birmingham Phoenix. Question number 4 is the Chris Cook franchise. Sponsored by... Question 5. Dan Evans is the #1 male ranked British tennis player in the world. That's Dan Evans, top 30, I think he is at the moment. Mr. Baisley and Mr. Burbeck, you should know this one, number 6. We met her recently. Who won the Olympic gold women's javelin in '84? It was Tessa Sanderson. Fatima got the bronze, but Tessa got the gold.
my grandma.
What, Tessa?
Oh,
Can't believe that. She's far better looking than you, Zach.
Okay. #1 golfer in the world at the moment is Rory McIlroy. Rory McIlroy from Northern Ireland. Now, Tim, I saw you struggling. Tim, Mr. Peters, I saw you rocking and rolling on this next one, number 8. Which team is currently atop of League One? You going to tell me?
I can't. Coventry, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, very good.
Coventry. Lewis Hamilton, number 9. He's won the World Championship 6 times. So that's 6.
What on, Zach?
Mr. Clark, you must know this. How many times has Mark Selby won the World Snooker Championship?
I'll put 2, but my dad thinks it's 3, so...
The answer is 3.
Oh, tricky.
14, 16, 16. Lucky. 3 times. Okay, the next round is on TV quizzes. There's quite a lot of points available. It's 17. There's 17 points on this round, so there's no questions though. But it's a good round, hopefully. Okay, question number 1 on TV quizzes. Who hosted the Krypton Factor originally, and who was the host when it was rebooted in 2009? there's 2 points on offer for each. ITV's The Krypton Factor. Who was the original host and who presented it when it was rebooted in 2009? That's The Krypton Factor. Question 1. Question number 2. On Channel 4's Countdown, there's been 5 male main presenters. Name 3, and you get a point for each. So it's not Dictionary Corner, it's not Carol or Rachel Riley. I want the male main presenters. There's been 5, but you'll get a point if you can name. You get a point for each if you can name 3. It's Channel 4's Countdown. So there's been 5 male presenters since it started in the 80s. I'll give a bit more time on that one because there's a couple of answers, or 3. Okay, question number 3. Question number 3. ITV's Family Fortunes. There's been 4 male primetime presenters. Can you name 2 and you get a point for each? So ITV's Family Fortunes. There's been 4 primetime male presenters. Can you name 2? If you look on Wikipedia, there's a 5th one, but it's random and I'm not allowing that because it was a daytime show rather than prime time. So I want just in case anyone looks, I want the main presenters. And you get 2 points for that because I want 2 answers.
Paul, are you accusing people of cheating then?
No, I'm just saying that when I checked the answers, there was a 5th name, but I've never heard of the bloke, and it was a daytime show, not prime time. So just clarifying before any arguments. I'm sure, Dan, you'll get all 4 anyway. Okay, question number 4. The Kids TV 1980s sports show, We Are the Champions. Who was the host? So that's the Kids TV 1980s sports show, We Are the Champions. Who was the host? He also was famous on BBC athletics commentary. What was his name? So 3 more questions on this round. Question 5. The BBC's A Question of Sport. Phil Tufnell and Matt Dawson are the current captains. But in the history of the programme, there's been 12 captains. Can you name any of the other 5? And you'll get a point for each. So there's been 12 other captains of the BBC's Question of Sport before Phil Tufnell and Matt Dawson. Can you name 5 of them? And you get a point for each. If anyone knows all 12, fair play, and I'll give the answers in a minute. I can see people really thinking about that one. I'll give a few more minutes, a few more seconds on that because again, I'm asking for 5 answers. but you might be trying to get all 12.
Do you want all the other 12 then, Paul, for that question, or just 5?
I just want any 5. You
Okay,
get
done.
5 points, but obviously if you've got 12, then I'll go through them all anyway, and you might be trying to. You've probably got more than 5 down, but I'll let you. Okay, question number 6. Who was the first presenter of the Crystal Maze, and who is the most recent presenter of the Crystal Maze, or the host? So, who is the first presenter of the Crystal Maze, and who is the current presenter? There's been a few in the middle, but I want to know the first and the most recent. Always on Channel 4, I think. Again, a point for each. So that was who is the most recent and the first presenter of the Crystal Maze. And question number 7. Who were the original presenters of Gladiators on ITV? There's 2 original presenters of Gladiators when it was on ITV. Who are they? One male, one female. Please shout if you'd like any of the questions again before I go through the answers to that round.
Can I have number 1 again, Paul?
Okay, so the Krypton Factor on ITV. Who was the original host? And it was rebooted in 2009. So who hosted that version? So 70s and 80s. And then there's another one in 2009. Who hosted that? Any other questions? So this round's got a lot of points. If anyone, 17 points on this round. Okay, I'll give you the answers. Question 1 was the Krypton Factor. The original host was Gordon Burns. And in 2009, it was Ben Shepherd who hosted the reboot. Ben Shepherd. So you get a point for each. Countdown has had 5 male presenters. In order, it was Richard Whiteley, Des Lynam, Des O'Connor, Jeff Stelling, and most recently Nick Hewer. So 3 points on offer if you named any of those 5, sorry.
What about Jimmy Carr?
Does Jimmy Carr count? Yeah.
No.
It's only one I know.
Countdown.
It's a version, and it's prime time.
No.
And it's funny.
No.
I'm with Paul. It's not countdown, is it?
You're telling me it's not countdown.
Not countdown, is it?
It's only one I'll watch.
Well, you got 0 on that one then.
Okay, question 3. Family Fortunes. In order, the 4 presenters were Bob Monkhouse, Max Bygraves, Les Dennis, and then Vernon Kay. Those are the 4 that I have. Bob Monkhouse, Max Bygraves, Les Dennis, and Vernon Kay.
Oh.
2 points maximum if you've got 2 of those. I'm sure Mr. Foster and Mrs. Foster knows this one. Who hosted the We Are the Champions? I know you're on mute, but it's Ron Pickering. Ron Pickering, also a famous BBC athletics commentator. Okay, 5 points available on question 5. Before Phil Tufnell and Matt Dawson, I'll go through the most recent to the most historical. So Frankie Dettori, Ali McCoist, John Parrott, Ian Botham, Bill Beaumont, Willie Carson, Gareth Edwards, Emlyn Hughes, Brendan Foster, Fred Truman, Henry Cooper, and Cliff Morgan. So any of those, you get points for 5 points max. Frankie Dettori, Ali McCoy, John Parrott, Ian Botham, Bill Beaumont, Willie Carson, Gareth Edwards, Emlyn Hughes, Brendan Foster, Fred Truman, Henry Cooper, and Cliff Morgan. Did anybody get all 12? Or close to it?
I got 9 of them.
Good work. Mr. Askew, how many did you get?
9.
Good work. Good work. Okay, good effort. Question 6. Richard O'Brien was the first Crystal Maze host, and Richard Iodi, however you say it, was the most recent. So that's Richard O'Brien, Richard Iodi. A point for each. And question 7, Gladiators. Ulrika Johnson and John Fashanu.
Oh, classic.
John Fashanu was classic on the SAS. If everyone's been watching that, there's a couple of issues on there. But yeah, Ulrika Johnson, John Fashanu. So 17 points on that round. Again, people could have scored quite heavily because it's all sport. Okay. We'll rattle on to the next one. This is multiple choice. Sporting legends. I'm going to give you 10 pairs of sporting legends. All I want to know is who was born first? Who is older, effectively? Who is the older? So 10 pairs. All I want to know is just tell me who is the older. The first pair, Lewis Hamilton or Jess Ennis. Who is older? Lewis Hamilton or Jess Ennis is pair number 1. Pair number 2, Mo Farah or Steven Gerrard. Who is older? Mo Farah or Steve Gerrard? Going back a bit, pair number 3, Roger Bannister or Henry Cooper. Who was born first? Roger Bannister, 4-minute mile world record holder when he first broke it, and Henry Cooper, world champion boxer. That was number 3. Number 4, Steve Redgrave or Seb Coe. Who is older? That's Steve Redgrave or Lord Coe. Number 5, Chris Hoy or David Beckham. Chris Hoy or David Beckham. There's 1 year in it. That was 5. Number 6, Rory McIlroy or Andy Murray. Rory McIlroy or Andy Murray. Both born late 80s. Question 7, George Best or Mary Peters. George Best or Dame Mary Peters. If no one knows who Mary Peters, she she won gold. Was it Munich Olympics or maybe 76? That was 76. Yeah, so Dame Mary Peters or George Best.
The first one, Paul.
Number? Sorry?
The first one. 176.
Okay. Number 8. Number 8. Steve Davis or Ian Botham. Who is older? Steve Davis or Ian Botham? Number 9. This is a very close one. There's only 18 or 19 days in it between them. Paula Radcliffe or Ryan Giggs? Both born in 73. A good year. Paula Radcliffe or Ryan Giggs? Who is older?
Do we get a point for knowing which one's hairier?
Talking of hair, number 10.
Monica hasn't missed Tim Peters on a Thursday, has she? That's for sure.
Number 10, Bobby Charlton, famous comb over, or Sir Alex Ferguson? So who is older, Sir Bobby Charlton or Sir Alex Ferguson? So you've got a chance there, 50-50 if you don't really know. But
I'd just like to know, Zach, how you know that Monica has not been missing me on a Thursday. You know, there's some malicious and spurious rumours in there.
Your joke spoke volumes.
She said so before you joined too.
okay, let me give you the answers. Lewis or Jess Ennis? Lewis Hamilton 85, Jess Ennis 86. So Lewis is older. Mo Farah was born in 83, but Stevie G was born in 1980. So Stevie G is the answer to number 2. Roger Bannister, 1929. Henry Cooper, 1934. So Roger Bannister is older, or was older. Number 4, Steve Redgrave, born in 62. Seb Coe, 1956. So Seb Coe is the answer. Lord Coe. Number 5, Chris Hoy was born in 76. David Beckham is older. He's born in 75. So David Beckham is the answer. Number 6, Rory McIlroy, 89. But Andy Murray is born in 87. So Andy Murray is older. Question 7. There's a 7-year gap. Mary Peters was born in 1939. George Best, 1946. So Mary Peters is older. Question 8. Steve Davis, 1957. Ian Botham, 1955. So Ian Botham is the older. Paula Radcliffe, 17th of December 73. Ryan Giggs, 29th of November 73. So Ryan Giggs is older. And finally, Sir Bobby Charlton was born in 37. Sir Alex was born in 41. So Bobby Charlton is the elder. So 1 point for each correct answer. Anybody get 8 or more?
My dad's texted me he got 9. I got 6.
I got 8. I got 9.
Got 9.
Good, good. Okay.
Oh, was it how the Littlehampton round work? We have to name the old people.
It's all about you, Clarky.
Well, the next round is Littlehampton Legends. Littlehampton Cricket Legends is the next round. I'm going to give you 12 questions. There's 12 points.
Littlehampton Legends.
This is all according to the Littlehampton Play Cricket website. So bear in mind it will include Colts matches. I'm going to give you 3 people. What I wanted to know is who has done more in the answers I'm going to give you. So question 1, who has played the most games? James Askew, Mike Askew or Chris Hebbs? So bear in mind it includes Colts matches and it's only on the website. Who has played the most games? Jimmy Askew, Mike Askew or Chris Hebbs? Question 1. Question 2. Who has taken the most wickets? Will Kitchen, George Kitchen, or Ben Challen? That's who's taken the most wickets. Will Kitchen, George Kitchen, or Ben Challen? Question 3. Who has bowled the most amount of maidens? Dan Riv, Ryan Budd, or Hugh Milner? So who's bowled the most amount of maidens? Dan Riv, Ryan Budd, or Hugh Milner? Tough one, that one. Number 4. Who has bowled the most amount of fifers in their Littlehampton career on the website? So who's got the most amount of fifers? Tim Nicholson, Dan White, or Ian Burbeck? So that's who's got the most amount of fifers. I can see you laughing, Zach. Your name's coming up soon, don't worry.
Most Beamers question is that.
Yeah, how many files have you taken, Whitey?
Don't. Whoa. Just think on it.
Huh.
Do you know what
Question is, Nick, how have you taken a fifer?
To clarify,
I couldn't possibly comment.
Okay, number 5. Catches in the field, not as a wicketkeeper.
This is why I went.
You're
No,
not
I didn't.
Paul Hewitt. Evening. Darren Baisley or Guy Souch? Who's taken the most fielding catches? Paul Hewitt, Darren Baisley, or Guy Souch?
And this is where do we decide is Paul a modest person or not a modest person?
Exactly. I like that, Zach. Who knows? Number 6. Who has the best bowling figures according to the website? Jeff Cole, Hugh Milner, or Timothy Peters? So that's who has the best bowling figures, as in one innings. What's their best figures ever for the club? Jeff Cole, Hugh Milner, or Tim Peters?
May I just say, this is the first time I've seen Zach not eat or drink anything.
That was number 6. Number 7. Go on, Dan.
I was going to say, these are normal scorecards or Jeff Cole scorecards?
Well, whatever's on the website. Okay. Number 7. Again, best bowling figures out of these 3. Ian Burbeck, Graham Game, or Zach Sanderson? Who has the best bowling figures in their career? Ian Burbeck, Graham Game, or Zach Sanderson? There's 12 of these, so stick with it. Okay, number 8. Who has scored the most amount of runs? Tom Lee, Rick Hebbs, or Chris Hebbs? So who scored the most amount of runs? Tom Lee, Rick Hebbs, or Chris Hebbs? Question 9. Wicket keeping, the most amount of stumpings. Is it Jack Turner, Stu Hanks, or Callum Foster? So the most amount of stumpings as a keeper. Jack Turner, Stu Hanks, or Callum Foster? Number 10. The most runs. Is it Kev State, Matt State, or Richard Hanks? So that's the most amount of runs. Kev State, Matt State, or Rich Hanks? Number 11. Who's played the most amount of games for Littlehampton? Jordan Atkinson, Dan Clark, or Nathan Perry? Who has played the most amount of games for Littlehampton? Jordan Atkinson.
Just to clarify, is this league and youth level and Sunday?
Everything on the website, yes. Atco, Clarkey, or Pez? And the final one on this round, who has the highest individual innings, i.e. the highest score? Stu Stoneham, Dan Riv, or Matt Parnell? Who has scored the most in individual innings? Stu Stoneham, Dan Riv, or Matt Parnell? Anybody like any of those questions again?
Number 6, please.
Okay, that is the best bowling figures. Jeff Cole, Hugh Milner, or Tim Peters? This is round 5, Littlehampton Legends. There's one round to go after this. Everyone happy with that? If I go through the answers? There should be a lot of groans and oohs and ahs. The most
Just
amount of
question
games.
4, sorry. The 3 options were Dan White, me, and
Ian
Most
Burbeck.
Ian Burbeck. Thank you.
Question 4. Most fifers. Have you locked in your answer, Tim?
Ian, I can't believe you
No,
forgot.
I haven't. I just want to know who the third bowler was.
Nico, just put my name down. Just write it down.
Ooh, that's a tricky.
Well, all of you have got fifers in your. I mean, I remember the Burbeck infamous fifer at Newdigate Bank Holiday.
That's interesting because I can't remember mine or any of them.
Come to that. Okay, so
Cheers, Tim.
Question 1: the most amount of games in order. Mike Askew wins with 452. Sorry, Mike Askew 452. Chris Hebbs 450. Jimmy Askew 386. So the answer is Mike Askew.
That's it.
In all these questions, I'll give the answers in order of. So, most wickets: Will Kitchen 248, Ben Challen 246, George Kitchen 168. So Will Kitchen wins that. Most maidens goes to the person that's bowled the most overs. Dan Riv 441, Ryan Budd second with 367, Hugh Milner 306.
I'm glad I got that right.
But I'm sure Hugh's bowled more in the non-website area.
Oh, he's about 1,000.
Exactly. Okay, question 4, Nico. Who's had the most fifers?
Must be Dan White.
Dan White's had 1. Ian Burbeck has had 2. Tim Nicholson, you've had 3.
I
You
can remember one.
Well, you're on the website. Have a look later.
Must be wrong.
You went in reverse order just to confuse us there.
Yeah, no, sorry. Zach,
Nico, a few Sundays when you weren't even compass mentors, no doubt.
Well, if I don't know what I'm doing, how's the batsman going to know?
Yeah, I know, precisely.
12-year-olds on a Sunday at that place Burnhurst away.
Look in the book, mate. Look in the book.
Okay, question 5. The fielding catches. Zacco, did I beg myself up here? Well, no, because Darren Baisley wins it with 122. Guy Souch 118, and I've got 114. So Baisley wins the question 5, 122.
I put Souchy as I've seen Baisley in the field. There we go.
I used to be good.
Question
I just put Basie down for his Facebook status today.
Back at youth level, he must have been a sharp catcher.
Question 6. Best bowling figures. They've all had 7-fers, but Tim Peters 7 for 11 wins it. Jeff Cole 7 for 12. Hugh Milner 7 for 16. So Tim Peters wins question 6. Now, question 7. Best bowling figures between Burbeck, Gain, and Sanderson.
Got to be Burbs 5 for nothing.
It's got to be
5 for 8. Graham Gain 5 for 12, and Zach 5 for 35. So Ian Burbeck, question 7 is the answer. Okay, most runs. It's close between these 3. Rick Hebbs 7966. Hebsy Jr. 7852, and Tom Lee 7849. So Rick Hebbs, question 8. Question 9, wicket keeping, the most stumpings. It was Callum Foster with 61. Jack Turner with 28, and Stu Hanks with 22. So Callum Foster is the answer to that one. Question number 10. The most runs, it was Kev State, 2143. Matt State, 1710. And Rich Hanks, 1426. So question 10, Kev State. Question 11. Who's played the most games? Nathan Perry, 287. And Jordan and Dan Clark have both played 247. So Nathan Perry wins the most games. Question 12, the highest score. There's a score of 100, 101, and 102. So Stu Stoneham, 102, Dan Riv, 101, and Matt Parnell, 100. So there's 12 points on offer in that round. How did everyone do on that? Anyone get sort of 8 maybe?
Got one.
7.
Got one.
I'm pleased to say we got one, and that was me.
I got 6, including not myself.
I got 6.
I got 6, including myself, and including Mr. B for his bowling figures.
Well done. Okay.
I do remember one of my fivers was against Exeter Geriatrics.
Good tea that day.
I didn't think Stu Stoneham's 100 was on the website.
Well, it's on there.
Yeah, no.
Revo, wasn't your
Okay.
199 until you got to the bar?
No, that was St James Montefiore. No, I opened the back with Stu Stoneham that day. I was out first ball when he got his 100.
Okay, the final round. General knowledge. 10 questions, 10 points. Hopefully there's no sport ones in here because it's been a bit sport heavy, but hey, you know. Okay, question 1. In politics, what does COBRA stand for? COBR. What does COBRA stand for? We've heard it a lot recently. What does it stand for? Question number 2. Which year did the UK National Lottery start? So which year did the UK National Lottery start? I'll give you 3 options to be kind. 94, 95 or 96. So that's 94, 95 or 96. Question 3. Elon Musk is the co-founder and CEO of which car company? So Elon Musk is the co-founder and CEO of which car company? Question 4. How many hearts does an octopus have? Question 4. How many hearts does an octopus have? Jan's getting excited on that one. Question 5. Who is third in line to the British throne? Who is third in line to the British throne? I'll give you a moment on that one. Tricky. That's who is third in line to the British throne. Question 6. On the periodic table, what symbol stands for silver? So on the periodic table, what symbol stands for silver? Question 7. What is the biggest planet in our solar system? Question 7. What's the biggest planet in our solar system? Question 8. What are Pontefract cakes made from? Delicious. What are Pontefract cakes made from? Question 9. Food and drink again. What type of pastry are profiteroles made from? Question 9. What type of pastry are profiteroles made from? Anyone that's had my teas will know this. And the final question, question 10, bit of geography. Which stretch of water separates Anglesey and Wales? So which stretch of water separates Anglesey and Wales? So please shout if you'd like any questions again. Everyone happy? Question 5 seemed to stump people with the heir to the throne. So maybe you're still thinking of that one. Or maybe question 1, Cobra. I'll give you a couple more seconds. 1 point for every answer on here. Okay, I'll give you the answers. This is the final round. So question 1, Cobra. It stands for the Cabinet Office Briefing Rooms. Cabinet Office Briefing Rooms. Question 2 was multiple choice. When did the National Lottery start? 94, 95, 96. It was 1994. 94. Question 3. Elon Musk's car company is Tesla. Tesla. Question 4. An octopus has 3 hearts, apparently. It's 3. Question 5. Who is third in line to the British throne? Well, first in line is Charlie Boy. Then you've got Prince William, and then third in line is Prince George. Prince George of Cambridge is third in line. Question 6. On the periodic table, silver is Ag. Ag is silver. Question 7. It's not Uranus, it's Jupiter. Is the largest planet. Jupiter. Comedy gold there. Question 8. Pontefract cakes. Licorice. That's what they're made from. Delicious. Licorice. Question 9. The pastry profiteroles are made from is choux. C-H-O-U-X. Choux pastry. Question 10. Mr. Burbeck, you know this, I'm sure. Shall I leave the answer over to you? The stretch of water between Anglesey and Wales is...
Menai Straits.
Correct. A point. Well done.
Thank you.
Please add up your scores. I think the total could be 72 is the possible score.
Keeping you up.
Keeping you up. Okay, so please shout out your scores in the random order.
37.
43.
56.
37.
Foster's 46.
Did I hear 50?
Askew's 56.
Good work.
41.
Foster's, what did you get?
35.
34.
Oh,
49.
Heather Moon's 47.
47.
My dad got 53.
Wow.
Was it the Ackies then?
Team
They-
Google.
The Askies again. I think they should do the next quiz, the Askies.
56. Askew.
Paul, was it 56 you got?
56, yeah.
Anybody beat that? 56? Burbeck, what did you get?
44.
Oh, okay.
Mostly Monica, though.
Yeah, yeah.
All the sporting questions.
European capitals. That was right up your street, that was. How about... who else have we got on there? So,
Paul Pot.
yeah. Pol Pot. Who was that?
That's Jeff Cole.
Anyone here from Jeff?
Probably at a Warcry tribunal.
He's lost his connection by the looks of it. Jeff lost his connection.
Well, hopefully that was entertaining. I tried to make
Yes, good quiz, Paul.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
All right.
I think the Askies should do the next one, though.
We better take up the challenge.
Can do, yeah.
Thanks, Paul, but I didn't enjoy the quizzes.
Bye, everyone. I've got to go because I've got another call now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well done.
Thanks everyone for taking part anyway. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Good work.
Bye.
Catch up soon.
Stop recording, Zach.
Everyone's going.